Okay, well, welcome everyone. It's Kathy Cocazella coming to you, of course, from Colorado. And also Noelle, my lovely friend, is here coming to you from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. So today is June 23rd, you guys. We're in June. This is our last month of Executive Bound. I can't even believe it. And there is so much excitement going on. And we are going to have you guys type in the chat all the fun things that have been happening in the last couple of weeks, any of your accomplishments. We want to know what's happening, and we're just going to brag for a minute, and then we are going to jump right in with our special guest. I know there are some people that are earning excellence awards for the first time, or excellence in several categories, and it's a big deal. So we want you guys to jump in and share all that great news. So what do we got going on there, Noelle?
So Jen shared hashtag no passes.
Yay, love that.
Danny Calentine, we're buying a house. Woohoo!
Oh, Danny, that's so exciting.
Yes. Amanda Jo made month 1 in May. Whoops, I jumped, my chat jumped up. Month 1 in May. I lost it. Too many coming in. Oh, there we go. Working hard on month 2 for Amanda Jo. Yes, that's awesome. Susan Hammer, excellence in 4 categories and Prague.
Woo! Susan, you're done. You earned Prague. Way to go, girl.
Very exciting. Ashley Volmer, NED month 1. It is happening.
Yay. Wow, that's amazing.
Trifecta for the first time and working on month 2. Francine is working on month 2 for a July 1 promotion. Way to go, Francine.
How do you say Francine's last name?
Fortier.
Fortier, I thought so. Okay. Love it.
The little French accent.
Yes, I was trying to be French.
And Jen Mintner also has excellence in 3 categories. First time achiever.
Wow, awesome. Well, I know there's a lot more, so why don't we just keep those coming, because I like to go back through and read all of that, because there's a lot of you guys in this group, and I find that I'm missing things, and I don't like to miss things. So, so you know what I love about all of that and all those great accomplishments is really it means 2 things. It means that we're serving our customers well, and it means you guys are reaching your dreams and goals, which of course for Noelle and I, that's just what makes our hearts sing, because we love that. And one of the things that I always say is our success is really directly related to the number of people we serve. And that's what I love about all those great sales and what we're doing for all of our consultants. So anyway, we are going to jump right in with Miss Bekah. Oops, clicking on the wrong slide. And these are some fun pictures, Bekah, I pulled from your Facebook page of you and your hubby and your sweet baby. I love that black and white. And this second one with you and your hubby by the waterfall, I'm assuming that's Hawaii. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, good. I know the one on the right is Hawaii. This was like the powerful women picture that all these people just seem to be standing in this same group. And I was like, oh man, we need a picture of all these powerful women here. So, and then this was this the Enrichables team you were on? Yeah.
Yes.
For home office. So, I am so excited that Bekah has joined us today. She is a National Executive Director, and she is going to share some really great strategies with us. And you know, what I love about Bekah is she is the type of person that just gets things done. She is a great trainer, she's a great leader, and she's also a really great communicator. So let's just talk a little bit about what she has done here. So Bekah started her business in September of 2017, and she moved up the career plan very quickly and promoted to National Executive Director on May 1st, 2020. So that's literally 2 years and 7 months, guys. I don't know, Bekah, did we find out if that's the record? I think it might be.
I think it was. I think Steve was right at 3 years. So we beat it just by a little bit for now. One of y'all are going to beat it. So.
Yeah, they're after you now, Bekah.
Yeah.
But you're there. So, so Bekah used to be a school teacher, and then she started making more income with Pampered Chef than teaching just in her first 6 months. And she's been full-time with Pampered Chef for 2 years, and her annual income in 2019 was $115,000. That was really sweet for you to share that. I think that's pretty impressive. When qualifying for executive director, this is like how this went. So in month 1, That was August of 2019. She was very pregnant, 9 months pregnant. September 3rd,
Yes.
well, September 3rd, she had a baby. And then September, she did month 2. So we all need to stand up right now and just go like this for a minute. Or give applause, right? Because how you do that in the middle of having a baby, I don't know, but that's pretty amazing. So she has hit excellence and founders. You can see both of them listed there in 2019 in 3 categories. And Hawaii Elite was your first trip, right?
Yes.
And she was the number 4 earner, guys, for Hawaii in the entire company of 50,000 people. So that's pretty impressive. Her 2019 sales, you can see there, were 1.7 million, and her recruits were 532. And you guys already, not even 6 months in, they're at 4.1 million and 1,009 recruits. And that was last night. Who knows? By today, it's probably 1,200 recruits. And then there's 75 leaders in your organization. Did I get that number right?
I think so. It's a
okay.
I feel like that.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. All right, so Bekah, I am going to pull down the screen, and then I know that did you have some things that you wanted to share right now?
Yes, I'm gonna try.
So let me make sure I give you permission
to thank you.
Share that. And then we will jump right in. So I'm going to make co-host and hit yes.
Okay, there it is. All right, so y'all bear with me for a second because, okay, let's see if I can go in. Okay, do you guys see that? Systems and time management?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, we're there. I got a new computer, so I'm figuring out how to do my shared dual screen stuff and everything.
Are you on a Mac or?
Yes. So it's been a learning curve.
Different, yes.
Awesome. Okay, well, I think we're all set. Well, thank you so much, Kathy, for that introduction. It always just makes me want to kind of crawl in a hole. So, but I just want to say how excited I am for all of you guys working to promote to executive. It is such a fun ride, and you have so much farther to go even after that too. So enjoy what you're doing. Especially if you're not pregnant doing it, it's probably even more enjoyable and doable. So Kathy asked me to share with you guys about systems and time management. And I really believe that having systems and having strong time management as a skill, we're also going to talk about delegation, is imperative to thriving. So we're just going to kind of go through those 3 things today, really simple and easy, but it's just a matter of implementing them and carving out the time in your busy schedules to take a half day to create systems and structured time management and delegate out, and your life will become so much easier. So, okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is talk about systems. So the first question, what is a system? And this is just in my humble opinion. A system is an organized method to help someone do tasks in a repeated and structured format. So we'll talk about a few examples of what that could actually look like. So for host coaching, for an example, we all have a task to send our host a daily message and a host post every day, right? All of us do that. We send our host messages every single day to our hosts. So putting this task into a regulated format to remind you daily to do this task is a system. So maybe something that you can check off or anything like that. Another example of a repeated task that you have to do would be making Facebook parties. So maybe you do that every Monday, and you should input into your system that is a task to do on Mondays to make your Facebook group. So there are some different categories for tasks that you have. You're going to have everything that falls under the umbrella of your personal business tasks, and everything else is going to fall fall under your team tasks. And if you're like me, you might have a hubby to do task, other, separate systems. So anyways, you've got tasks for your online parties, host coaching, booking, recruiting, recognizing your teams, running director bounds, running team meetings, and just so many things. And it's way too much to keep all in one place in your head and to remember on your own, with just your brain, everything that you need to do at the time you need to do it, on the day you need to do it, whether it's a daily task, an every other day task, a weekly task, a monthly task, a quarterly task. It's too much for us to remember everything just off the tops of our heads, on top of, everything else going outside of your Pampered Chef life, like your families and your kids and your homes that you're taking care of. So anyways, it's just too much. So this is why you need a system to tell you what to do each day. We are the bosses of our system, but if we don't become the boss of our system, then our tasks are being the boss of us, and we don't have control over that. So there's a few different systems that I know people use. I personally use Google Calendar. It's great. It's awesome. You can use the little Google Tasks, and there's a little sidebar on there, and I have 2 task lists, one for my personal business and one for my team. I always do my personal business system first. I input all the regulated action items I need to do on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, as I spoke about earlier, with parties and recruiting and that sort of thing. And this is great because when I come to work, or, I start working on my computer, I just do what's on my list, and I don't have to sit and think like, okay, what did I need to do today? Oh shoot, I forgot about this. Oh shoot, I forgot about this. Okay, baby's crying. All right, okay, I can come back to work now. Baby's napping. What did I need to do? I don't have to worry about that because it's all on my list, and I just do what is on there. So anything new that comes up, maybe I'm taking a training, or I hear something from a friend that they're doing and I'm like, ooh, that's really good, I should start doing that. I just go to my task list and I put it on, whether it's weekly or monthly. So yeah. Now, I always work the team list second because, as you guys have probably heard, your personal business is absolutely essential to always work that first. If you don't have a strong personal business, you won't have a business one day. So it's really important to always work your personal business first, because you're probably more excited about working with your teams anyways, but that needs to wait. You've got to work your personal business first, and then you can work this stuff on your team lists. Okay, so next we're going to talk about time management. Be the boss, all right? So I'm just going to say a few things here. So if you want to write anything down, feel free. But just a question I want you guys to stop for a second and think about is, what does time management really mean when you think about it? So who is the boss of your time? Is it the people who message you on Facebook? Is it your kids? Or is it you? Are you the manager of your time? If not, it's time for you to start owning your time. So set working hours and prioritize. This looks different for everybody, and it's going to look different for you in different stages of life. So some of you might still have a full-time job along with Pampered Chef, and some of you might be a stay-at-home mom with kids running everywhere. But whatever your crazy life is, everyone else's is crazy too. Yet somehow some people seem to thrive more than others. Have you ever wondered why? Maybe it has something to do with who is the boss of their time and who allows others to be the boss of their time. So what does it look like to be the boss of your time and to be the manager of your time? So first, you need to set expectations and an agreement with your family about when you will work. If you're single and you don't have a family, easier. You need to set up a meeting with yourself about when you're going to work. For me, what we do right now, this is always different as our seasons of life change. But right now I work during nap times and I'm able to get everything done. Of course, that will change later on as, we have more kids and there's different schedules. And it's been different in the past, but the beauty of Pampered Chef is Oh, so sorry. Okay, sorry. This MacBook thing has me getting missed calls. But the beauty of Pampered Chef is our schedule is flexible to the seasons of our lives. So as long as we determine what that flexibility is, we can still be the boss of our time. So maybe if you have a house full of kiddos, you plan to work 1 hour early in the morning before they get up. Maybe you work during 1 hour of the kids' quiet times or nap times in their rooms, and 1 hour when the kids go to bed. Maybe if you have a full-time job, you have an agreement with your kids and spouse that you will work from 7 to 8:30 every evening and 1 hour in the early morning. But what I've learned that discussing and communicating with my husband what I need for my business, which impacts us as a family, it has really helped us help each other and understand each other and support each other, rather than just kind of throwing my husband under the bus and being like, sorry, I got to work all night. No time with you. That didn't really work very well in the beginning. So we learned how to communicate a lot more. He understands when my calls are, and we even discuss setting the schedule for them together in a way that we both agree on. I work when I work, and I don't when I don't. My phone is nowhere near when I am not working. I'm fully present with wherever I am and with whoever I'm with. That's the type of life that I choose to live. I want Pampered Chef to last for a long, long time in my life. I'm here for the long haul, and I know I need to work in such a way that is sustainable for long term with my family and the other things that I also enjoy. So next, we want to talk about delegating. Oh my goodness. So, I can't remember which book this is from. It's from one of John Maxwell's books. But he said if you can have someone do a task up to 80% of how you would do it yourself, delegate it to someone else. Another couple of quotes you can think about is if a task that's on your system is something that does not require your face or your personality, delegate it. If it doesn't require your voice, delegate it. So delegation is huge. If you have a fixed amount of hours you want to work per day, guys, it's not going to be possible to do it all yourself. The best leaders and greatest business owners never tried to do everything in their businesses all by themselves. So if they did, you would have never heard about them because they wouldn't have become that successful. And in a similar way, if I had continued to try to do everything myself in my business, I can guarantee you I would not have promoted to an executive director or to a national executive director in such a short time. So delegate things to your leaders. Help them help run director bound and team meetings. At some point, you might even encourage them to start running their own director bounds and start running their own team meetings. Teach them to be leaders and empower them to be leaders and not followers. That's one of the biggest things that I kind of have learned through my journey of leadership is I'm kind of a control freak, and I really like to do things my way, and I want everyone to do it my way, which is great. But at a certain point, you can't do everything for everyone, and you really want to equip people and train your leaders to be good leaders like yourself. So that's so important in giving them responsibility and kind of helping them to go run their own team meeting, or helping them to have a piece in leading the director bound, or maybe eventually start running their own director bound after they've done it with you for a long time. They're going to step up into their own leadership game and their own leadership role where they will own it and be more successful than if they had continued riding on your coattails. So those are some ideas that you can think about when it comes to delegating, like, okay, what do I run in my team that I can start sharing some of these responsibilities with my directors? And another area that you can think about with delegating is I have a paid assistant. So anything that does not require your personality, you can have a paid assistant do. So have them do the things a robot could do. So, set up your Facebook groups. That doesn't require your personality. Tagging people on your parties, sending out reminder emails. The power of delegating is unmatched. And then again, anything that requires your voice to be on camera, or your personality, or your specific wisdom and insight on promoting leaders, that is what you want to own and you want to do. But if you're tied up all day in the 4 hours a day you've dedicated to Pampered Chef with tagging people people and doing the mundane tasks that someone else could do if you just shared with them how to do it, you won't be able to advance to the higher levels. So that is kind of what I have for you guys on systems, time management, and delegating. And I'm sure lots of people have questions, and so I wanted to give plenty of time for that.
So I did see one question come in, Becca, asking about Google Task. I think that's something people haven't been familiar with, that they've used Calendar before, but not Google Task. So is that easy to find?
Yeah, it's just on, if you go to Google Tasks, if you like go to the Google Calendar, there's like a little blue button on the right side with a white pen, and you just click on that, and it's tasks, and you can make different task lists and start inputting everything.
Becca, is that something you could show on a screen share of your
Yes.
kind of how you do that? Because I remember when I was with you live and saw how you had organized all that, and I was like, whoa, this is awesome.
Well, it doesn't look that organized, but I can share it.
It looks organized to me.
Okay, so yeah, so this is my team task list. So this is all the stuff that I have on my task to do today for my team. And it's like on the right sidebar of the Google Calendar. So I just kind of work off of here, and then that's my personal business task. And then like Emily's my assistant, so I'll put stuff on her task list too.
And so with those tasks, as they are done, are they moved to another day then for the next day, or are those tasks just set up as recurring tasks?
So they're set up as recurring, and you can kind of tell today, and if you click on it, it has these little arrows. So go live on Boom. That's a task that I'm going to have every week on Tuesday to make sure I'm going live on my team page. It just really holds yourself accountable to make sure you're doing what you need to do. And yeah, most of the time they're recurring. Sometimes they're not, if it's something that is just like a one-time thing. And when I check it, it will go away, and then it'll pop up again next Tuesday.
Perfect. Okay. All
And
right.
I know there's like Microsoft To-Do list, which is the exact same thing as Google Task List too. So if you're not a big Google person, I know that Microsoft has it too.
Okay, good to know. Noelle, what else do we have in the chat?
Jen asked, is your assistant local or virtual?
Both. She's local, but she's trained to do everything virtually. So sometimes if I'm going out of town, she can do everything from her laptop from home. And I kind of train her to do everything virtually, because eventually whenever we move, I don't want to have to retrain someone new, and so we'll just have them be totally virtual.
And Linda asked, do you by any chance have a list of your tasks that you pass down to your directors that they need to begin doing consistently?
No, you can't share task lists with Google Tasks. So I have not done that. So that's just something that, I train my directors to, you've got to find your own system, and you kind of have to sit down and do it yourself. And everyone's going to word things differently and everything, and code things and whatnot. So that's really something that people have to do for themselves.
And just, she clarified that she means an actual list, like whether you make it in a Word doc, or like, do you have a list of things that you delegate to your directors for them to start doing consistently?
No, we do a new director orientation call, and so we kind of give some ideas for what they should be doing. And when new directors promote, we tell them you should make your own team page. We encourage for them to start doing, keep doing monthly team meetings with their upline for a few months at least, and then they should start doing their own monthly team meetings. And then we have them help out, so our team is called Team Boom. So our leaders are booming leaders. And on Booming Leaders, they volunteer and help out with everything. So they do product giveaways for Green by 15th for the team. And they volunteer for a month that they're going to be in charge of that. They do same thing. We have a heavy hitter by the 15th or it used to be heavy hitter by the 15th, but now we do whatever the consultant special of the month is by the 15th. So if they get level 1 of free for all by the 15th, we do like bigger prizes for that. And so directors volunteer to be in charge of giving away the products for that. We partner for like our opportunity events. And so one director a month is in charge of facilitating those. So those are some things that we kind of do together to partner together to take the load onto everyone rather than just on one person.
So we had a couple more questions come in about your assistant. That seems to be an intriguing idea for everyone. So asking, how did you find your assistant and how do you compensate her?
So I won't really share how much I pay her because I think that's different based on the state and experience and that sort of thing. But I've always chosen someone that I've known from church just because have had a relationship with and that I really trust because I give them, my passwords to Facebook and Pampered Chef and everything. So I just make sure I trust them really, really well. And I already had a previously established relationship with them. And it's awesome because whenever hopefully she'll never be done, but she is going off to teach this year. And of course I'm going to try to recruit her and she's going to be the best recruit ever, but she'll know exactly what to do. But yeah, so just someone that you trust really well, I think is really important that you can trust to, kind of become your second brain, and you can pop them a voice clip for like, hey, can you do this really quick? And they can go do it for you or that kind of thing.
Love that. And yeah, Jen shared a story that she started to train someone and then that person joined because she saw the opportunity.
Yeah.
She's off to a really strong start. So that's great news, Jen.
Yeah.
Jody asked, she has all brand new directors who feel overwhelmed with their new role as a leader. How do you inspire them to take on tasks and help them without overwhelming them?
I think helping them find a system is really important because, a lot of people might think, I remember I asked Erica Henderson because she, shot up way high. She went really fast in the, direct sales program that she was in. Similar to myself, I was like, were you really overwhelmed when you had 15,000 people on your team? And she said it actually got easier because she learned the power of delegation and what she needed to do and what she could have others do. And so I think when you have new directors, you're starting to teach them that skill of having systems and having that time management and even learning to delegate things to their team members or learning that shared delegation within your director team. So, your director team, that's your organization, and all of your directors are sister directors. And so they should all help each other out to share those responsibilities. And so I think kind of helping them know like, hey, well, we all work together to give away products for our team being green by the 15th, rather than you having to be fully responsible for that every single month. And helping them to know like, hey, this is like shared responsibility, so it's not all on you, and helping them to understand that is important. That way they don't feel like they have the world on their shoulders, because they probably don't. And just helping them, create systems, and that time management is really important. So yeah.
Excellent. And we did have a couple more people ask if you can screen share and show how to start a new task. I think people are not even sure where to go to start with tasks.
Yes, let's see here. And it's kind of a learned thing. So as you go, you go. So like, so you're on your Google Calendar. I'll just click out of this really quick. So it's this button right here. This is tasks. So you click on that, and then it's going to have like the generic My Tasks, but you can create a new list. And let's say you're going to name that personal business, PB, or peanut butter, whatever. So you can click add a task, and let's say send host message. And I actually make it really specific, and I have like on Monday, this is the host messages I always send on Monday. And so then I click that button and I'm like, okay, copy paste. This is my host message I send every Monday. I'll put Monday the 15th, repeat once a week. Okay. And then I click the back button and it's going to be there for me to do that.
So Becca, you're saying you actually put the host message in that task, all
I
the
do.
words,
That way
so
it's
that you
easy
copy
for
and
me.
paste them.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, just copy and paste them.
Perfect. Okay.
Linda's asking, is each purple box to the left a task that you've done?
Yeah, so those are tasks and it looks super overwhelming. I never look at that stuff. So these are all the things that are on the task list, which just looks like you want to throw up. And if it makes you feel like that, you can actually unclick it. And then I have my, call times on here.
So your calls are on your calendar, your tasks are all in your task list.
Right. Yeah, because the
And-
calls are at specific times and I'll put the Zoom links in and stuff like that to help me stay organized.
Yeah, which is important to make sure those are all scheduled. Yeah. Good. What else do we have for questions, Noelle?
That's it so far. If anyone has another question for Becca, either unmute and ask or pop it in.
I'm going to ask a question while you guys are thinking. So when you do your new director orientation, Becca, is that like a one call kind of thing? Is it something that's recurring, or how do you do that?
Yeah, we do that every month for all the new directors in our Booming Leaders team.
Mhm.
And we just kind of introduce them, we encourage them and say, hey, welcome, you're going to feel overwhelmed and it's normal. And don't feel like you have to know everything that you're doing right away, because you won't. And this is a journey and this is your first step on that mountain. So, we just kind of encourage them. We talk about their awards and we talk about things that are specific in our organization for that are going to be a little bit different now. So now that they're directors, they're not going to be in our Green by the 15th drawing. And we have a different drawing that they're going to be in for, directors only. And so we talk about org specific changes. And then we do talk about impact and getting them into impact, scheduling those check-in calls with their uplines as they get in there.
And what else do you cover on that call?
Um,
Like you talk about, as a new director, now you've gotten here, and you probably do this throughout your program as they're promoting, but the people that got them there aren't going to be the people that keep them there, and how to keep recruiting strong, those types of things, or
yes,
expectations.
yeah, we do talk about their next goals. So we talk about advanced director, how to get there. We talk about their personal business and what they need to do to maintain and to focus and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is that something you'd be willing to share, some of the outline of what you cover on that call?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody asked, how far down do you allow to be on that call? How many?
On the new director orientation call, it doesn't matter what they're on. I let them all, whether they're 4th or 5th gen, I let them come onto that. I do have to draw lines for a lot of other things, but for that call, it's fine. It doesn't matter.
Lots of more questions about your assistant. How many hours does your assistant work? And does she have your passwords and post as you?
Yeah. As far as hours go, again, that's relevant to where you're at and what your needs are. So, when I very first started with an assistant, I think I was an advanced director and I just had her help with host packets for 1 or 2 hours once a week. But it's definitely built to a lot more than that, being a national executive director. So I think you really just have to come to a starting point in what you're okay with delegating and paying out. And I've found that the more that I delegate, the more time that I have to do the important things that only I can do. And then over time, that makes my income increase. So it's worth it for me to pay someone to do those other things so that I can do the other things that will over time increase my revenue by a much greater percentage.
Yeah.
So
Can you give an example of some of the things that you delegate to her?
So like a lot of the stuff in the Facebook parties that don't require my personality. So tagging people, I tell her exactly which posts I want her to tag people on and how to do it. Sending the host Facebook messages that are copy paste. I work on recruiting my hosts because that's something that only I can do, and building that relationship with them. Like making those Facebook groups. You just have to ask yourself that question of like, is this something that I can have someone else do. And if the answer at 80% of what I would do it at, not as perfectly as you might, but, and if the answer is yes, delegate it, teach someone else to do it. And that's going to free up your time to do the other things that you need to get done.
Well, I think it's so helpful just because like you, and you may not realize this, Becca, but you are like wired this way. And so you are super organized, in control, know what needs to be done when and all of that. And some people are kind of, you know, a little bit different personalities. So giving those specific ideas, but I get it that people have to kind of put some thought into that. I love the fact that every task you have actually has the word choices. So then you're not searching for what you need to do and when you need to send it. That's definitely an automated system that I think if people do that, that's going to be, you know, probably 90% of their success in saving themselves time and getting systems in place.
Yeah.
So okay, Noelle, are there other questions?
A couple of people asking about when you mentioned that you have to draw lines regarding your fourth and fifth lines or your down lines. What kind of things have you found you have to draw the line on?
Yeah, that's a great question, especially as y'all are moving into exec and above. And this is something that I kind of started feeling the growing pains probably once I got to senior exec and really at national. You'll start to feel growing pains. I mean, we got to the point where I can't fit everyone else on my cover photo for my leader page. And I can't track them because you don't have any fourth gen information, nothing. Like I can't even click to see who they are. I have no information and it's too much. It's just too much to try to figure out, okay, who are the people in the black hole that I don't know about who promote? Like, it's just too much, and so one of my lines is begin as you mean to go. So 5 years from now, will I be able to recognize fourth generation director promotions every month? No, because I currently have 75 directors in my first to third gen. There's no way that I can keep up with all of that, especially 5 years from now. So it's, okay, I had to decide, okay, once we got to that point where it's just too much, I explained on our Booming Leaders page, this is, everyone is welcome here. Everyone is welcome on our training calls. As far as recognition goes, it's first to third generation because I cannot see anything past that. And so I explain it and they understand. When I first had to do it, they were like, wait, where's my name? And I just explained it again. And I referenced them to where I explained it. And it's just reality, and I mean, I'm in Nancy Jo Ryan's fourth generation. I never get any recognition from her and I don't expect any recognition from her because I'm in her fourth gen. She can't see anything from me. So, and that's just how it is. It's reality. And, you're going to kind of come to those things where you're like, gosh, I just can't fit anyone else on this leaderboard. And it's a lot of extra work to have to track them and figure out when they're green or whatever, because you can't see any of their stuff. And so you just kind of have to communicate it. Hey guys, when it comes to recognition, you might be able to, for like for a little bit to recognize your fourth gens. For a few months, I just had one fourth gen. And so I continued to do recognition for her. But once it got to be a lot more, I couldn't keep up with tracking all of it because you can't track it. So I just had to communicate that. So you might, you don't have to like have the rule of like, I'll never recognize fourth gens because you might not be at that point yet, but down the line, you're going to remember, oh yeah, like I'm feeling these growing pains of it's a little bit difficult to keep up and track with it. And so that's what I do now. And that's, long-term, what I plan to do is they're always welcome on our group pages and on all our calls and all the trainings and everything like that. But when it comes to recognition, I just, I can't do that for all of them. So.
And we had the question come in, how do you recognize your directors?
That's a big question. Okay, so we do. I do a little bit of incentives for all of my directors. I do a lot of incentives for my first generation directors. So for my first generation directors, I have a separate Facebook group message and I check in with them at least once a week. And I have like a cute little incentive recognition post just for them. And I'm giving them Amazon gift cards that they can earn from me every single month. They get like a $10 Amazon gift card for being a green team by the 5th, $5 Amazon gift card for being a green team by the 15th, and they just get recognized if they're green for the month. They don't get anything extra special from me. And then I think I have like different 4-in-1 levels that they can hit. The minimum level that they need to hit for me to send them some Happy Meal, I think it's like $5 Amazon gift card and some Happy Meal, is they at least do 8 and 2. They at least do 8 shows and 2 recruits in a month. They have to at least do that to get recognized by me, because that's really the bare minimum that they should be doing as a good director. And then the silver level, I think, is like 16 and 4. And then the gold level is, I think it's 24 and 6. And they get like a $20 Amazon gift card for being at the gold level, which is like, I have some people do it every now and then, and it's awesome and exciting, but it's something to really, it's for those people who are just crushing it. So I strongly incentivize my first generation, and then I encourage them to strongly incentivize their first generations. So I'm teaching my leaders to be duplicatable in what they're doing, because if I were to do that for all my directors, I probably wouldn't be making as much money as I would want to. And then you're teaching them to invest in their first generation, because, via the commission plan, that's one of your smartest areas, your personal team and your first generation. That's where your highest percent of commission is going to be. So that should be where your biggest focus should be. And if you're going to be giving away money, that's where your money should be mostly given away. So that's what I do for my first generation. And I found it to be extremely powerful. Because then I'm teaching and encouraging them, like, you should be doing this for your first generations, and so on. And then for the entire leadership team, it's very simple. I just do a recognition and incentive for green teams by the 15th. And so I do an updated post like on the 4th and 10th and 14th of the month or something like that, with all the green teams by the 15th. And they get into a drawing for a $20 Amazon gift card. And then I also do a heavy hitter director by the 15th. So that means that they have $2,000 in personal sales submitted by the 15th of the month. That's just a really good rate for, a director's personal sales to be at $2,000 by the 15th of the month, because it's pretty likely that they might even carry the weight of their team by the end of the month, which is a really good pace for a leader to be at. So there's 2 drawings for a $20 Amazon gift card for all the leaders. And then there's lots of recognition. Recognition doesn't cost anything, but some people just work harder for recognition than they ever would for a gift card. So we do, on our team org page, we recognize all of our directors, not just when they go green, but we created new levels. And I think I was the one who originated that idea. You've probably seen it around, but we created levels for green, is obviously green, and we give them a green spatula on our little vision board when they go green. They get bronze when their team's at 10K, a silver spatula at 20K, gold at 30K. And we've had to create new levels up to 100K. It's
Wow.
crazy. Like, it used to be only up to 50K, but we just had to keep creating new levels.
That's a good
what do we
problem
do
to
now?
have.
Double platinum, purple diamond? I don't know. So it's hysterical.
Rainbow color. You have a
Yeah.
rainbow color, don't you?
Rainbow's 50K, because I thought that's the highest it could be, but it's not. So we had to get creative on that.
Oh, I love that.
But we do a recognition post, and when we were working to promote to exec and up to senior exec, maybe even up to national, we would do the post and tag all of their team members each time they hit a new level in our org page. But once we were getting to be probably 40 directors plus, that got to be too much to tag every single team with all the team members every time they reached a new level. So now we just tag the director and like, wahoo, your director team is something amazing. And then tag your team members to celebrate them. And so then the director has the option to tag their team members if they want. And that's kind of farther down the road when you have like a gazillion directors and you can't keep up with tagging all of them. But I do think it's really important to have the team see the excitement of like what levels they're turning, and it kind of gives that vision of going further. And that's something I've never paid anybody money to do, but you have people working their tails off to hit rainbow. Like, they're gonna do or die to hit rainbow, and it's awesome. So sometimes it's just those fun little recognition things that you will do that people will work really hard for too.
That's nice. That's
So
great.
many kudos in the chat. Lots of people just really, really appreciative of all of this great information today, Bekah.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Bekah. I know we need to let you go. We were going to keep you this long, so but we really appreciate everything. All these tips and ideas that just kind of flow out of your brain are so helpful for us. So thank you for being here. We appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
All
Awesome.
right.
Well, thank you guys. Good luck. Y'all can do
And
it.
you're welcome to stay, but I know you have things to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did I know that? All
Yeah.
right. Take
Okay.
care. Okay, so I'm going to jump in and share my screen again. All right. Wow, that's amazing. So I will go ahead and look in the chat, Noelle, and I will look at that and see if there were other questions that didn't get answered, and then we can talk to Bekah and see if she has some quick answers for us.
Perfect. Yeah. In the meantime, I'm going to launch our call to action from today's call. And I'll be posting these in the group, our conversation questions. We'll post it in our Facebook group for you. And we're going to ask you to come back to us in the next 24 to 48 hours and share what time management tip will you implement? And number two, what system will you implement based on anything you took away from what Bekah shared today?
Okay, great. So now it is time for some fun recognition because, woo, yes! Woo. You guys, this is incredible. This is another record-breaking month, and this month we had 18 new executive leaders. Now, 15 of those people are in Executive Bound, but I always try to make sure I know who else is promoting, so if they need support, I can hook them up. I'm usually not available, but I'm trying to hook them up with some other people that can support them. But it's just so exciting. So let's congratulate Kelly Church, Kristen Coy, Dawn Ferreira. I hope I spelled your name right, Dawn. I looked it up like 4 times. Bobby Frazier, Mindy Grover, Jody Kirby,
and we are celebrating Tiffany Lee, Trisha Lowe, Linda McGuire, Kelly Mello, Michelin Miller, Christy Roach, Brooke Shapansky, Stacy Turner, and Ashley Volmer.
Yay! Okay, give them lots of love in the chat, guys. It's super exciting.
And we also know that we have a lot of new promotions to senior director. In fact, just big capital W, wow, we had 96 promotions to senior director in North America as of June 1. So that's amazing. And if you promoted to senior director, type it in the chat. We want to celebrate you if this is you that as of June 1. It's pretty amazing. That's a huge number.
Yes, it is a huge number. So incredible what you guys are doing. It's really exciting. So yeah, keep that coming in the chat. So of course, you guys know our Executive Bound vision is through training, networking, and accountability. You're going to learn what it takes, and you have already learned what it takes, many of you, to become an executive team, and we will have fun in the process. So our vision is always to have more leaders than we had the prior year. So you guys, in 2018, we had 12 leaders. In 2019, we had 28. And then, you know, we upped our goal. Our goal was 40. We upped it to 100, which is a huge goal. But man, we are rocking it in the promotion department. So of course, we just added 18 on June 1st. So you guys, this year already, we have had 36 executive promotions. So really, really incredible. And kudos to all of you guys for what you're doing. So that's only 64 more to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's a huge goal, but I really think we can do it because you guys said it.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the deal, guys. This month, we have 25 people going for month 2 in June. So Michelle Anderson, Sherry Baker, Casey Barbarito, Genevieve Black, Sabrina Brandon, Erin Cacciolo, Kathy Cantrell, Denise Cazares, Chelsea Comer, Jody Dillman, Francine Fortier. Did I do it right?
Well done.
All right. Angelique Guerrier and Amanda Henderson, Amanda Jackson, Erin Jensen, Mary Beth Knowles, Amanda Jo Krogman, Jolene Meyer, Jen Mentor, Eileen O'Haron, Jamie Raphael. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how you say Ralph in Italian, so that's what I'm saying. Kelly Thompson, Anna Veerling, and BJ Wilson.
And you skipped over Stacy Sandalak.
Oh, did I skip over Stacy? See, that's what happens if I look away at my notes for 1 second. I did that yesterday too. Stacy Sandalak. Okay, did I miss anybody? I know there's 9 other people, literally guys, 34 people going for exec this month. They're not part of Director Balance. So who else did I miss? I'm missing it. This was a little bit of a late night PowerPoint, so
I can attest to that.
I am begging forgiveness right now. What's that?
I can attest to how late you were working last night because you emailed me at 3 a.m. my time. I think almost 3:30 a.m. my time.
Well, yeah, but I live mountain time, so that's not too bad. It is one of the later nights I've had, but it's okay. All right, did I miss anybody?
I think everybody is just giving wahoos and wow us, that's right. And yes, Kathy Cantrell, I was on a Zoom with her team yesterday. Kathy Cantrell is only $670 away from having month 2 structure. So shout out to Kathy. Very exciting. All right, so we have 12 people going for month 1 in June. Well, let's hear it for Sarah Anderson, Shelley Beach, Claire Dolger, Kay Gilliam, Buffy Johnson, Deborah Kimball, Brenda Copy, Leah Lemro, Molly Luan, Tamara Miller, Shaughnessy Owens, and Cora Yarnell. And of course, again, if we missed you, if you are going for month 1 and we did not have your name here, please type it in the chat, type ED by August 1, because we want to know if we've missed you on this list. And also a shout out because there are 8 more outside of the Exec Bound program that we know of that are going for month 1 in June. So again, pretty amazing, these numbers.
So this is my favorite part, guys. There's the vision board. Look at that. So this is alphabetical. So if you're on here and you just promoted, look at this alphabetically. If you want to snap a picture of it real quick, this is fun to share with your team that you guys are representing all of them. So really excited for you guys. And by the way, we have a second page. And this is the second page of our execs, guys. That's 76 people that are at this executive level. Just absolutely incredible. We have 11 SEDs because one of our SEDs moved to National Executive Director. So if you're working towards SED, I know a lot of people that are in month 2 are actually going for month 1 of SED right now, which is just mind-blowing. So you might want to show them how few people have that title and how special this is. And then, oops, I skipped right over. We actually have 25 NEDs. We have more NEDs than we do SEDs right now. So Jennifer Henderson, you see her right here, just promoted to National Executive Director. And this is the whole, whoops, what is happening here? Oh, Lordy, having problems. Sorry, guys. This is my computer issues are a little weird here. I love this shot of everybody. You guys, that's 112 executives. So incredible. And I love it like these pictures down below because these are all the people that came from Executive Bound, like starting, I think right here. Yeah. So pretty exciting. It's really fun to see all of those incredible pictures. So and of course, we always like to remind you guys that the goal is to have 100 by September 1st. So it's, like I said, it's really a big goal. But the question we always ask is, why not you? And why not now? So obviously, there's lots of reasons to really go for it June, July, or July, August. And that is to have an opportunity to go to Prague. Attending Exec Sim is going to be amazing, even though it's going to be live. And you guys are going to be with the elite of the elite, rubbing elbows with, those people, sharing ideas. But the truth is, they're going to be picking your brains too, because you guys are out there breaking records. Of course, we have the earrings or bracelet you can earn. So if this is something that you're going to go for month 1 in June or July, type that in the chat. I know we do our little Google survey, but just in case people miss it, we do like to ask in the chat. So type in when you're going for it if you're not already on our radar and you didn't already check that box. All right, because of course, July and August means that you will promote by September 1st, just in time for Exec Sim in Prague. Speaking of
Yeah.
Prague.
And Linda preempted. She said Prague. I'm so excited. It's always been on
It's
my
gonna be my new like screensaver. This picture is gorgeous on my big screen.
Yeah. I think Prague would just be a dream trip. And so we know our next executive level trip will be Prague. Who's been to Prague and can share in the chat something special that you loved about Prague, and or who is excited about achieving this trip, because it's going to be amazing. Oh, I see several chats coming in. Lots of people have been. Kelly wants you to post that pic in our ExecBound group. Oh, look at all of that. St. Charles Bridge. Oh, it's coming in quickly. I love it.
Yes, yeah, we'll have to read through it. I do know that Krista Beakley was there on her honeymoon, and now she's going to be celebrating her 10th anniversary there. So really,
great. Love it.
really exciting.
So Prague, yeah, that's a pretty amazing trip and definitely one to work for. So set your sights on Prague. And we can't get any further without mentioning these trips as well. So we know our cruises were changed. So in 2021, Pampered Chef is going to the Marriott Harbor Beach Resort and Spa in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Wave 1 will be going May 20th to 23rd, 2021. Wave 2 will be May 23rd to 26th, 2021. And level 2 at the Grand Hyatt Baha Mar in the Bahamas. And that is happening May 3rd to 7th. And the Elite Achievers will be there May 3rd to 8th, 2021. So again, who's excited about these trips? I personally would love to go to either of those resorts. They look amazing. Danny just earned level 2 Elite. Awesome.
Love it. I have been by the Grand Hyatt Baha Mar when they were finishing building it when we were in the Bahamas. It's huge, like just gigantic.
Oh, I'm seeing lots of chats coming in. Everyone is excited and is going for level 2, if not Elite. I love it.
I love it.
A quick reminder of our Facebook Live, our Leadership Live, happening on the Wednesday after each webinar. So this will be a 15 to 20 minute Facebook Live on our group, reinforcing the learnings and the trainings from our webinar. So this will happen tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central on our Spring 2020 Executive Bound Facebook group. So be sure to join us. And join us again in 2 weeks for our next webinar. It's our last webinar, isn't it, Kathy?
I know, it's weird. It's sad.
It's sad. Our last webinar, Coaching for Success, Tuesday, June 23rd, 12 noon Central Time. And Kathy's going to be our featured speaker.
Oh, Lordy, Lordy. I do love coaching, though. It's my favorite topic.
There you go. So we know you're working hard to make your requirements of 8 shows and 2 recruits per month so that you'll be able to attend our graduation event at National Conference. So it is happening July 9th, 10 a.m. till 12 p.m. Central Time. And we know that on the National Conference agenda, it says Lead and Lead Plus graduation event, but please know this is for executive bound graduation as well. So you will be included in that. And I did see earlier, we saw some hashtag no passes or hashtag no more passes, because we know there are some of you who have not used a single one and some of you have only used one. So kudos to everyone. We know that this is an important moment of pride and we want to celebrate you at this particular event. All right, so this is showing you about our upcoming second half of the year Executive Bound program. So the description of our program remains really very much the same. Participants will implement the 3 core cultures and leadership principles as they continue to learn and grow through training, coaching, networking, and accountability. So the requirements to be in Fall Executive Bound 2020, and this information, of course, is going to be important for anyone on your teams that is going for executive in the second half of the year. They need to submit 8 personal shows per month and personally recruit at least 2 every month. and participants will receive 3 passes, but be asked to step away on the 4th pass.
Which is a little different than right now because we are in a 6-month program versus a 5-month program. So, yeah.
Thank you, Kathy. Yeah. So that program will run August 1st to December 31st, 2020. And all our audience will be all leaders with 3 or more first generation directors on July 1st, 2020. They will be receiving an invitation by email from Kathy and I.
Yeah, and so if for some reason you lose some directors, this will be the month to get them back, guys, so that you make sure you have at least 3 first gen if you're wanting to be in the fall program.
Yes, good point. And the webinars will continue to be on Tuesdays at 12 p.m. Central Time every other week. We'll have the group coaching the first Friday of the month for all participants at 12 p.m. Central Time. And that additional support for participants who are in month 1 and month 2. Very much what we're continuing to do. So again, make sure that you mark your calendar for July 13th if you are looking for an invitation to this program, and or if you have team members that are going to be looking for an invitation to this program. So the invitations are going to go out on the 13th of July and must be accepted by July 17th in order to be in executive bound for fall 2020.
So I just want to tell you guys a little bit about our executive mastermind, because I always send an email to, so I work with execs as well as executive bound, and I send an email to the new execs right away so that they kind of know about this program. So basically it's a mastermind, and what they are able to do is to still participate in executive bound and then do the mastermind call. So this is going to be execs who promote as of January 1st through July 1st. And then as each new group promotes, guys, we just fold them right into the program because we want to make sure new execs are supported. So again, those invites go out on July 13th and have to be accepted by the 17th. And so it's the same thing. I just mentioned this about the executive bound webinars. And then on Thursday, we're going to have a mastermind. So some of you are in the mastermind now, and it's on a Wednesday. We're changing that to Thursday at 12 noon. So it's kind of like our first Friday call where we're doing a lot of brainstorming, but you're brainstorming with people that have just done the same thing that you did. So just wanted to make sure we gave you guys a little bit of a heads up about that. And then Noelle, did you want to talk about this little document?
Absolutely. And I'm going to post this visual in our Executive Bound Facebook group as well, so you can have a really good close look at this. Again, in preparation for your team members who are going to want to participate in a second half of the year program, they're going to want to know what the parameters are and what the requirements are to get into these programs, because we will have programs for directors and advanced directors as well. So I'll post these graphics so that you can have a really good look at them.
Okay, gosh, well, we went through that fast. All right, so I know we're a few minutes after. If anybody has a burning question and they want to unmute and ask, I'll take a few. If you need to go, we certainly understand that and respect that. Is there anything in the chat that we need to address right away?
Church. If we don't have anyone that qualifies for the exec bound group, but we have people that might want to go for either advanced or senior, do you guys have groups for those? And will they also be sent out, emails sent out in the same, like month?
Yes, and some of the programs are on different schedules, so that will all be on that document that Noelle's going to post in on our group. So there's Leap Plus, and then there's a program called Maximum Impact.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, that'll be on there. And also, if you listen to the last director call, they talked a little bit about those too.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, good. Anybody else?
Nothing else in the chat. Lots of excitement about the trips for sure.
All right, you guys. Well, wow. I hope you take this information from Bekah and put it into place. Noelle's going to post the conversation questions, so if you guys can comment on that. We really want you guys to comment because you guys are going to learn from each other as far as what your takeaways were. So anyways, you guys, thanks for hanging with us a few minutes later, and it was so great to be with all of you guys. Have a great rest of the month, and we'll be chatting with you soon. If you tag us in a group chat, and we don't respond, please tag us, please reach out to us on Messenger individually. It's been a lot lately, so just like you guys know. All right, so thanks so much, everybody. So good to see all of you guys. Take care. I'll shut this off so we can say goodbye. All right, see
Bye,
you guys.
everyone.
Take care, everybody.